Okay, let's do this. So, today's video, we are talking about how much money I make as a YouTuber because recently, on one of my videos where I was talking about the monthly payment on my Lamborghini Revuelto, I had some comments from people asking, do I make most of my money from YouTube because of all of the videos that I make with the cars and things of that nature, and and then I also had some negative comments where people were saying this guy is paying for these cars based off of the YouTube videos he makes off of you guys. So basically, trying to say like a scammer and I'm making money and having all these cars because of my YouTube channel. And this is a live. If you guys missed a live, sorry. Hey, you got to subscribe with notifications on. For those of you guys that are in the live, drop me a comment. Let me know where you're tuned in from. I'm definitely gonna check out the comments and maybe answer some questions at the end of this brief video talking about how much money I make as a YouTuber. So thanks for those of you guys that joined. But definitely drop me a comment so I can see. All right, so let's jump right into it. How much money do I make as a YouTuber? It's funny when I spoke at some high schools recently. A lot of kids in high school are considering like they want to be influencers and they want to be YouTubers. So hopefully this video is helpful for anybody that's thinking about becoming an influencer. Hey, I appreciate the super chat from Anthony Penny Hernand. What's good? What's good? Appreciate all the comments in the chat. But yeah, some people are thinking about being influencers. Some people are thinking about being YouTubers. So I'm gonna show you the real deal. Do I make all of my money to buy all of these cars on YouTube? Am I getting rich off of YouTube? Let's find out. So I'm gonna share my screen. I'm gonna share my screen right here. All right. So jumping right into it. This is a tool that you can use on the back end of YouTube. It's called YouTube Studio. It's for people that basically have YouTube channels and you want to grow your YouTube channel and you want to make money and things like and monitor how the YouTube channel is doing. You can use this backend. So, for example, it's showing me my latest video. This is my latest video. It's the top video of the last 10 videos that I posted, and it shows you the last 10 videos. This is the most popular one. It's got almost 10,000 views so far on the first day, roughly. And so these are your stats. So I want to jump in here to show you, okay, what are my stats on how much money I make? So first, let's look at this video. Let's go to this video. This is one video that I posted yesterday. Estimated revenue hasn't come in yet. All right, so let's go to analytics. So you got these different menu options over here, dashboard, content. Content shows you all the different videos that you posted, how many views they got, how many comments they got, new videos I got queued up. You guys are gonna have to stay tuned for that one. and then um, and then your analytics. All right. So analytics show you how much you get paid. So here it is. In the last month or the last 28 days, my revenue is $2,483. That's it. Now let's look at the last year. So let's say last 365 days. This is the money I made on YouTube. $25,000 in the last year is what my YouTube channel makes. So there you have it. How much money do I make on average in a month? About 2,000 bucks, maybe a little bit more. How much money I made in the last month? About 25, or not in the last month, in the last year, about 25,000. And obviously, this is not enough money to even live off of for me. So for everybody that's out there saying this dude is getting rich off of YouTube, off of you guys watching my videos, that's a lie. That's hate. Basically, they're hating on me because I make these videos and I share content and try to keep it real with people, I'm not getting rich off of YouTube. I'm getting about $2,000 a month. With that money, I could barely pay insurance on my cars. So the YouTube channel doesn't even cover that. But what I am able to do with this money is I started donating. I started a nonprofit for all of the work that I do with my YouTube channel, going out and doing speaking engagements with kids in the community, at the local high schools, career fair days and stuff. I take this money and I put it into a nonprofit that I started. And in the nonprofit, then I use that money to do these activities where I go out and speak to the kids. And it's basically not even covering this doesn't even cover everything the money that I spend producing the videos and going to talk to kids and sharing this information on my channel. So best believe when I do this channel, it is not making me rich. It's all this money gets donated to my nonprofit directly, goes directly into the nonprofit. So and furthermore, on my nonprofit, I don't draw any money from the nonprofit for me personally as well. Now, some of you might say, if you've been watching my channel for a while, you might be like, oh, well, this dude has a online course and he's getting rich off of the online course, and he's trying to get you guys to buy his online course and get rich off of that. All right, so let's look at that. So I pulled up my online course numbers for the last year. Most of you guys probably don't even realize I have an online course, and if you do realize it, you're probably not. You probably didn't pay for it. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't push it. I don't really even push it. If you want to learn about investing in real estate and you're serious about it, and you want to have a conversation with me and have access to me to help you invest in real estate, okay, I got you. I created a course. It took me a year to make this course. I created it, and if anybody's interested in taking it, boom, you could take it. It's not that expensive or anything like that. But you can see right here in the last year, it's not even that much. Like in the last month, I made $300. On a good day, it's $500, or a good month. These are monthly numbers. So like last year in March, I made no money. In April, I made 500. May, I made 180. June 180. July 670. The biggest month I had last year was in September. I made $850 in a month. So this is not like I'm getting rich off of an online course. This is just something I made and I put it out there. If people want to take it, cool. If they don't, cool. But I'm not trying to get rich off of people making a course. It'd be nice if everybody wanted to buy the course and I could have more money. But again, last year I moved all of this money into my nonprofit. So I don't take money from this either personally, like that goes into my personal bank account to buy personal stuff. I'm putting all of this little bit of money in the nonprofit as well. So I'm not getting rich off of an online course, as you can see in the last month. So for all of these people that come in and comment on my videos and say he's getting rich off of you guys watching the videos, you can see I'm not getting rich off of that. I don't buy and pay for my exotic car collection off of the revenue I make off of YouTube and my online course. It'd be nice if it could make that much money, but it doesn't. So how do I make most of the money that pays for the cars and stuff? So I'm showing you guys, this is just some extracurricular stuff. And before I jump into this, like this is an example of one of the businesses I own in real estate. So this is real stuff. Like you guys hear me talk about like real estate and what I do in real estate. This is my website for my real estate investment company. These are some of the properties I have for rent. So like this is one of my Colombian properties I'm in right now. I'm in Colombia right now. This is one of the properties. This property right here is one my office space leased out. This is my first condo that I ever bought. It's leased out. You know, these are investment properties I start buying later on, and they're all leased out, right? So these are all properties that I own and I rent. And then the other properties down here are properties I bought and flipped or I bought and sold. So, and there's a bunch of them that are not even on here. But but this is the real deal of how like I'm making investments behind the scenes that can allow me to drive around in a Lamborghini. And then furthermore, I have Another business I can show you guys real fast. This is my primary business. This is my website for social network similar to a LinkedIn where we help people get employment. So people can make profiles on this website and, and then we help them get jobs. So you can see like this is a profile similar to what you see on LinkedIn. And I have sponsors and things that pay to advertise and get exposure, and that's my primary business that I do. And then I invest in the real estate, which is what you can see here. And then this stuff is a hobby and just a give back. All of this real estate stuff and my course, all of this YouTube stuff that I do is a hobby. It's a give back. When I say give back, it does make a little bit of money, but I put it right into making more of these videos. Like I said, I spend way more money doing content for this YouTube channel than I actually make. Hopefully, one day it does more, and it can be a thing where I could hire somebody for the nonprofit to do this stuff. But for now, it's just me going out doing stuff. So this is the real deal. So for everybody out there that's like, I want to be an influencer, I want to be a YouTuber. I get a lot of views on YouTube. Like if you see right here, I got 3.7 million views over the last 365 days. If you look at the entire lifetime of my YouTube channel, the views are, I got 39 million views on my YouTube channel, and it has made over the years $150,000, but that's over like 12 years or something like that since I first started making money in 2016. 2017 is when I first started making money. So this is over the course of 8 years it took to make 153,000. So if you divide 153,000 by 8 years, let's see, 153 divided by 8, that's less than 20 grand a year on average on YouTube. So I'm not getting rich off of YouTube. And like I said, that's 39 million views. So if you've done YouTube, you know how hard it is to get that many views. Um, it's not easy. It's not easy. It's not automatic. I think there's some things that pull like stop my channel from getting a whole lot of views. I think there's some things out there, but I don't try to like change who I am to get more views. I try to be like who I am and not change that just because I want to get some extra money on YouTube. I come on here and keep it real. I mean, you guys see like I barely had y'all can criticize me for my microphone setup and stuff like that, but it is what it is. This is the real raw uncut how much money I make on YouTube. So what kind of questions you guys have? Let me look at the let me look at the comments. I'm gonna minimize this and bring back myself as the there we go. All right, so can y'all see me okay? It look a little blurry. Let me wipe off the screen. See, I don't got no team over here to help me make this stuff look better. This is voluntary. You know what I'm saying? All right, so let's talk a little bit. I know this is a live stream. If you're not on the live and you're watching this later, drop me a comment and I'll answer the comments in the comment section. But usually we get some pretty good questions in the chat. So if you want to ask me a question, go ahead. I'm going to see what we got here. Um, Shout out to Race Car Friends. Um, I'm looking for any questions. What happens? So this is from Leaky Leaks. What happens when you buy a property to rent but can't find a renter? You may have to sell it, or you may have to get a mortgage if you paid cash for it, and then just slowly pay off the mortgage so you don't hurt yourself, but you have pull money out of the house to weather that storm. But usually, if you're going to buy a property to rent it out, before you buy the property to rent it out, you got to look at what the market looks like, the demand for rental properties in that area, usually in that zip code. If there's no demand for rental properties, or there's too many for rent and they're not getting rented out, or there's not enough people and nobody wants to live there, then it's probably a bad place for you to buy a rental property. So you need to do that research before you get the house. I've never had a property where I had a problem renting it out ever. Even like if I think of my worst properties in the worst neighborhoods, they all rent out. But my strategy is no matter where you buy the property, make it nicer than all of the competition. And then when people start looking for a place to stay, your property can be so nice that they don't care about the neighborhood as much and they want to live there. Or they looked at everything else in the neighborhood and yours is the nicest one and your rent is competitive and you rent it out. So that if you as long as you do your homework beforehand to make sure that there's a demand for the area where you have the house, there's a demand for rent and there's like businesses there and stuff like that, then you shouldn't have a problem finding a renter unless you're charging too much or your place that you try to rent out is a piece of trash. That's where you'll have problems. Appreciate the question. So Vinny Lamborghini said, "Do I get paid a lot for YouTube?" So as you can see here on the screen, if I put my screen bigger right here, let me I don't. The answer is no. I don't get paid a lot. But let me put this on the last 365 days. This is how much I got paid over the last year. That's not a lot. Like if you look at the cars that I have on my channel, like if I bring up, let me bring up my channel real quick. YouTube. I'm gonna bring up my channel slash will. Actually, you know what? I can bring it up right here. If I go to content, right? These are my last videos. So the video I have here is with the Lamborghini Revuelto 2025, 2023 Lamborghini Huracan Technica. The insurance on these two cars alone is probably around $400 a month. Then you add this car right here, it's about $600 a month, and then this one's not really, this is a personal vehicle right here. But you add this one on there. So it gets to going up. I mean, $2,000 a month will cover my insurance probably on the cars, but the car payment, if you saw this video right here, the monthly payment on this car is like 4,600, I think I said. And that that's more than what I make on YouTube. So obviously, no. The answer is no. I don't make a whole lot on YouTube. Now there are other YouTubers that do make a lot, and it would be nice if my channel exploded and stuff. So speaking of that, you guys want to help me? Hit the thumbs up on this video. Go ahead, hit the thumbs up real quick. It ain't gonna be that hard. If you're watching on TV, you take the remote control and you hit the up button, and then you go to the thumbs up and click on it. If you're on a cell phone, you tap the screen and hit thumbs up. If you're watching it on YouTube on your computer, same thing. Y'all hit the thumbs up for me. But no, man, I don't really get paid a lot on YouTube. I do get, if you look at my views, right? So my view, this is my month right here. I got almost 500,000 views so far this month, and or in the last 28 days, and this is how much money that is. So no, I don't get paid a whole lot, but at the same time, this is a hobby for me. It's not what I do full time. It's just something I do to give back and have fun. So another question I see from N is, do you invest in stocks? And if so, what percentage of net worth do you allocate to stocks? I do invest in stocks. I would say about, man, a very small percentage of my net worth is in stocks. Let me pull out a calculator real quick. I would say only 5% of my net worth is in stocks. But I invest in real estate, and probably 80% of my net worth is in real estate. So that should answer your question. Maybe not 80%, maybe 70%. 70% of my net worth is in real estate. Reason I like the real estate versus the stocks is because stocks can rise in value, but you usually don't get that cash flow and stuff that you can get with real estate. The other thing is, real estate is like real what they call able. So with real estate, you can put you can put sweat equity into your real estate and raise the value of your real estate by things that you do directly. With a stock, you can't really go in and tell if you own Tesla, you can't go tell Elon Musk to stop wilding out and stuff, right? Or tell Elon Musk to start making some gas vehicles. You can't do that to affect the stock if you own Tesla stock. Whereas if I own a millionaire in Elon Musk's neighborhood, I can make my, I'm sorry, if I own $1 million house in Elon Musk's neighborhood, and it was, let's say it was a dump when I bought it, I could go in there and fix it up real nice and furnish it and everything, and I can increase the value of that property that I hold in that $1 million neighborhood, and that will make my net worth go up because of something that I did. That's what I like about real estate for me personally. So the vast majority of my net worth is in real estate. So that's what I do. Yeah, hit that like button, man. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. I'm assuming probably most of the people on here are subscribers that are on this live. Look at Dr. Joe Rockefeller. He said that this was trash. Is that what you were saying? Oh, he's hating. We got a hater in here. His true colors is coming out. Um, but nah, what's cracking? What's cracking? Anybody else got any other questions? Let me see. Anthony Penny Hernan said, "Do you ever look at bad neighborhoods for real estate opportunity, aka the hood? I've seen some multiplexes out there, but it's just like it's a little scary for the area." Uh, Normally I got maybe two properties that are kind of in the hood, but not really. The problem I had with buying properties in the hood, like where I grew up, is most of the properties in the hood where I grew up were old. They're really old, like early, like 1940, 1930s, 1940s, I think. So with them old houses, you got old plumbing and old plumbing line, drain lines and stuff coming into the houses, and basements that are kind of like falling apart. So when I got started, I didn't want to deal with basements and I didn't want to deal with a whole bunch of plumbing issues that can be the most expensive kind of issues because they're kind of unknown and hidden. I didn't want to deal with that, so I stayed away from those kind of properties because of the age of the properties, but not necessarily because they were in the hood. The other thing about investing in the hood is when I started, I was acquiring rental properties. So I was looking at what type of renters can I attract to a house in the neighborhood. And when I started, the hood was still the hood. Now my hood where I grew up has got a little bit nicer people fixing up and investing in the area, and all different types of people over there because they like the old houses with the brick and everything. So you can make a lot of money like in the hood where I grew up, but when I was getting started, it was too risky. So you have to look at the trajectory of the neighborhood. So if it's the hood in your area, but it's starting to be on the come up and people are investing in it, and there's a demand for housing, then it's probably a good opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Uh, Let me see here. uh, Y'all go check out Dr. Joe Rockefeller's channel. What's your channel again? What's your what's your channel, man? Trash channel. Uh, Somebody said I'm better off doing OnlyFans. Hey, it ain't gonna be me on there. What's your favorite car? Oh, that's a good question. Gen Z Spartan said, "What's your favorite car?" Shout out to Ohio. My favorite car is my Huracan Technica. The car is just so fun to drive. It does everything right. It's my favorite car. I won't sell it. I just can't see it. Now there is a car coming out called the Temerario. That's the replacement. So we got to see what that's like. But I doubt it'll be better than the Technica. Yeah, what's up, King Clee? That's my one of my day ones that I grew up with. Clee said stuff over in Franklin Brian gaining in value. That's for sure. That's for sure. The only reason I didn't invest in there, like I said, is because the I was afraid of the plumbing stuff and the basement stuff. I didn't have good contractors for that, so I was afraid I'd get overcharged if I had to fix something up. But now people like in my old neighborhood, people are like building cribs, they're fixing cribs and making money. And a lot of them houses are built out of brick. So it's hard. It's real expensive to build a house out of brick nowadays. So good stuff. Good stuff. All right. Anybody got any more questions before we close out? Midnight G37 said, "What cars do I plan to bring to Florida?" I plan to bring my wide body Hellcat, red eye jailbreak. Oops, y'all don't know about that. I plan to bring the F8 to Florida, and then those will probably stay down there, and then everything else I'll be like going back and forth, like like the Audi. I'll be driving back and forth to Florida and whatever else. I mean, we'll see though. We'll see. Maybe I'll take the Huracan down there for a little bit. Somebody said, "Do you make more off views or subscribers?" Trying to understand the numbers. All right, that's a good, legit question right there. On YouTube, you make more money off of views. You don't make any money off of subscribers. However, if you have a lot of subscribers, usually your views go up and your money goes up. But but you could have zero subscribers and a million views and get paid. So you don't get paid off of subscribers though. Like I got a lot of subscribers, but my views are not really that. If I look at all of the subscribers, like if you go to my channel dashboard, I got 335,000 subscribers, but I don't I don't necessarily make a percentage of that in money. I have to get views. So there's my views right there, 450,000 views, but that's only worth 2,400 bucks in a month, you know what I'm saying? So you I'm not getting rich off of YouTube, but it does help, pay for some of the expenses related to the channel. Bet. Somebody said, "How should someone start out in real estate?" I do have a lot of videos about that, but my recommendation is that you buy your first house to live in, so you get familiar with home ownership, you get familiar with having a mortgage, you get your first mortgage and everything, and then you know how that process works. And meanwhile, while you're living in that property and you're getting equity, let me let me bring this up. So meanwhile, while you're living in the property, you're getting equity in the property, right? That equity, let's say you live in a house for 5 years and you bought in a neighborhood that's growing. In 5 years, depending on where you're at, your house might grow in value by like 50,000 or $100,000 in 5 years, potentially. If that happens, then you could go in, get pull that equity out with a home equity line of credit, and then use that as a down payment to get a rental property, right? Or you move into your next house. Let's say you want a bigger house and you move, then you keep the first house and you rent it out. That's my recommendation on the best way to get started investing in real estate. Now, other people will tell you to just go out and buy a rental property, like fine and do all that, but I don't really think that's as realistic as buying and living in your first house. Or maybe you buy a duplex. That's a nice way to do it. Buy a duplex and live in the duplex. You know what I'm saying? And then rent one side out. That's a good way to get it as well. All right, so let me see. Another question here from Global Loopy G. Do you suggest brothers to stay single and stay focused on our purpose, or risk starting a family in today's society? Whew, that's a loaded one right there. Stay single and stay focused, or risk starting a family in today's society. Woo, man, that is for each person to decide. But for me, I have been married before, and now I'm single. Uh, and I was focused when I was married, but the challenge becomes marrying the right person, because if you marry the wrong person and you have to go through a divorce, that shit can take you off your focus. It can mess up your money. It can make you feel like a slave. It could do all kind of stuff. It can mess up if you have kids. If you have kids, right, and you get married, you have kids, and then you get a divorce, the number one thing that's probably going to be the most important to you, if you're a normal human being, is how well your kids are doing. If your kids are not doing well because you had a divorce and you're not in control of the household or any of that, then that can be the biggest thing that can take you off your focus, is when your kids aren't doing well. So if you don't have a successful marriage, which is a risk when you choose somebody to get married, and then you have kids, and your kids aren't good because your marriage ain't good, and you got a divorce, that can risk your whole life's happiness. You know what I'm saying? That can risk. That's a huge risk. So my advice would be always stay on your focus, because even if you do make a mistake and you do have kids and all that, and you got to take care of your kids, all that, you got to be focused and to be able to handle your business so that you can take care of your kids. So you got to always stay focused no matter what. But yeah, if you do that, you risk your focus a bit. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you find somebody that adds, who's a plus or a multiplier of what you have going on, that's what you really want. Like somebody that helps you, they're a plus. Somebody that pushes you and makes you a better person, that's a multiplier. So if you get somebody that can be a plus to you by adding on to everything you're doing, or multiplying your who you are and your effectiveness and whatever you're about, then that's somebody that you can keep with you. But you don't have to get married. I mean, or if you do get married, you don't have to have kids right away. So you have options, but yeah, you always got to stay focused. But yeah, there's risks. There's risks to that. I can't tell anybody else like to suggest. You just gotta. Only thing I could do for somebody else is say understand what you're getting into. Like when I got married, I was young and I didn't know what I was getting myself into. I really didn't. Legally and like contract wise, I didn't know what I was doing. Once I understood what it was, I haven't been married since. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not against it. Like I'm not against it. I just know what it would have to be in order for it to work for me. Because I don't like saying alpha and beta and all that kind of stuff. But I'm kind of like, I like doing what I want to do, and I have good intentions with people. So you got to understand that and be cool with it, but don't get in my way and don't be trying to hold me down and stuff. So I don't go out and seek like, I like women and stuff like that, but I don't go out and be like, I gotta have somebody with me doing this, that, or the other. So, but that's everybody's individual thing right there. But just know what you're getting yourself into. Any other questions? What's your best month ever from YouTube AdSense? We could actually see that. Let me pull my best month ever on YouTube. Let's pull it up real quick. So if I go back to the YouTube thing here, if I go back to my analytics, right, and then I say all lifetime, how much? What's my best month ever on YouTube? It's probably like a couple. It's probably like 5,000 or 7,000 right here. Let's see. Let's go to revenue. Actually, it was right here. If I can, I kind of need to. I need to see what. So this was 2020. Let's go to 2020, the year 2020. Custom. If we go to the year 2020, so let's say one. So I'm gonna try to put the whole year 2020, and then we go to 12/31. So the last day of the year in 2020, and then apply that. So the biggest day of this year. So you asked me the biggest month or the biggest day. The biggest day was $881 on December 1st, 2020. And you said, I mean, if you're looking at the biggest month, if I don't know if I can do this by month, but I'm guessing it would have been that December. So if I cut this date, custom date down to leading up to that, let's say 11 to December 1st. So in that time period, so in this 2 month period, I made 11,000 in 2020. I need to see what I was doing back then. That ain't bad at all. 5,000 a month on 1.111. That's pretty daggone good. If I could do that every month, man, I'd be pretty happy. But unfortunately, it's not. I need to see what kind of videos I had going on at that time period. Um, all right, so what other questions y'all got before we close out? I'm down in Colombia. It's kind of warm down here. Hey Will, any advice tips on a startup SaaS company? That's from Yugi Rules one. Um, software as a service company, any advice? My advice would be test things out and prove your concept at a small scale, like prototype. So, whatever your idea is for the company, build a small version or some of the functionality of that service offering, that software service you want to offer, build it, and then do tests with it to see if your theory of how to make money with it, if it proves true. Because like my dad used to tell me, you can know a lot from a little, or you can learn a lot from a little. So basically, what it's trying to tell me is, if you make a little bit of money doing something, you could potentially make a lot of money if you scale it up, right? But you got to first learn if it's even able to make money. So my advice to you on starting a software as a service company would be spend some time creating a prototype of the software and see what the interest level is and how much people are willing to pay for that service by doing it, but not trying to build it from end to end from the very beginning and it takes you 5 years. No, just build some of it, the most important parts of it, in 6 months, and then the other 6 months you test out, see if you can make money off of it, and then after you're making money, start growing out, start scaling it up. That would be my advice on that. All right. Any other questions? Somebody said, "Do I want to build a real estate investment business?" That's exactly what I have. Is a real estate investment business. It's my second largest business. Um, if I show that to you real quick on the screen, this is my real estate investment business. I have properties that I purchased, I rent them out, and I sell them. These are the ones I have rented out, and down at the bottom is the ones I have that I sold over time. Yeah, I like my freedom player. Which of the two are treating you better, South American women or North American women? Here's the whole thing with that. Like, people are like, you don't like black chicks, or I don't like American chicks, or something like that. Man, I love black women. Trust me. Most of my life, I was dating only black women. I've never had a white girlfriend or any of that. I have had Latin girlfriends, but all of my Latin girlfriends have been black. So, some, at least what I consider black, where I come from. Some people who grew up in New York and Miami and stuff like that, they would say they're not black because they're Latin. But for me, they're black. But anyway, and I don't care what color somebody is. They could be black, white, or whatever. I just never had a white girlfriend before. But from the reason why some of y'all see like me hanging out with Latina girls is because when I'm being social, I'm usually not in the country. My social life is usually in Colombia, outside the country, or when I'm on vacation outside of the United States, because my social life aligns better to the music, the way people are culturally and stuff like that. It aligns better with being outside of the United States. When I'm in the United States, I'm making money and I'm trying to work and I'm trying to take care of my kids and stuff like that. I'm not really trying to be dating and going out with chicks and going to parties and stuff. I don't really do that in the United States, so I don't end up meeting a whole lot of American women in the U.S. But when I'm on vacation or when I'm traveling and I'm having a social life, I'm usually not in the United States. So I end up dating women or whatever that might not be in the United States. So, like, a lot of times y'all see me with Kata, who's like does the camera work and stuff on my videos. She's Latina, but I consider her black. We actually did her DNA, and she's like 30%, 30 or 40% African, and she's like 40% Spanish or whatever, from Spain, and then she's like 20% native or something like that. 20% Native American or Native South American, whatever. But that's what you mostly get when you go into Latin America. It's mostly they're mixed with black, white, and native. And the only difference between them and American blacks is they have more native blood than we do as American blacks. That's pretty much it. But most 90, probably 90 some percent of American blacks are mixed with European, which is where we get our last names from and stuff like that. So I don't really get into it. I don't really care about all that. I, Somebody's cool and they look good, I'm good. But yeah, there you go. That's the answer to your question. That's a funny one. What other questions we got before we bounce out here? Um, Subscribers just guaranteed they get notified. Let's see. Passport Bros. I see some Passport Bros on here. All right, last thing before I go, uh, the whole Passport Bros thing. That's funny. What about ads and sponsorship? All right, that's a good question. Saeed said, from making money perspective, what about advertisers on your channel and sponsors on your channel? So you can make money off of advertisers and sponsorships. The problem I have with making money with advertisers and sponsors is that takes time to negotiate with the advertisers and sponsors when they email you. I get email literally every day from people that want to advertise on my YouTube channel. However, some high percentage of those emails can be scams and people in different countries trying to scam. So I say 50% of it is probably spam or scammers and stuff. So with me being as busy as I am doing other things and other business, I don't even really feel like dealing with that because like I said, when I started my YouTube channel, I was just doing it for fun. I was doing it as a give back. I wasn't really trying to get rich off of it or be like I want to be a YouTuber. I never really consider myself a YouTuber. I'm just some dude that could be just like you that had found a way to do all right for himself and show other people how to do it if you want to. But not everybody wants to do what I had to do to get where I'm at. But I'm sharing it on YouTube because I'm thinking there's like a younger version of me out there who is watching the channel and they're like, how did this dude get there? Because that's what I would be thinking if I saw somebody driving in a nice car. I would be thinking to myself, how did he do that? Because he looks like me or whatever. And I'm like, how did he do that? So that's why I make this. That's what these videos are really for. So I don't make a whole lot. So I don't really spend when I get those emails from the sponsors and advertisers. Yes, I could make more money by answering them and negotiating with them, but I don't. It's not my focus. You know what I'm saying? It's not. I haven't spent time doing that. But I probably could double what I make. Probably. With the number of people that hit me up, I probably could double what I'm making right now on my YouTube. But like I said, someday I can get to the point where I could hire somebody to do that stuff. That's what I would do, and keep doing this for fun. Um, see a couple more questions. Somebody said Lambo or Ferrari. Yugi Roulette said Lambo or Ferrari. I'm more of a Lambo guy. Ferraris are fun though. Like I have the F8 and I love driving it. But if I had to choose what's better, I would say Lambo, hands down. Um, Global Luby G said we'll be on monk mode unless he goes to South America. That's pretty much it. How Somebody said how can I go around interest with mortgage? I don't quite I don't really understand your question. If you're trying to ask me how can you get around paying interest with a mortgage, I don't think there's a way around that I know of. You got to pay interest but what you can do when you have real estate is you can get certain tax breaks that are built into the tax code of the United States. So A Colasso asked a good question. He said, "How has the president's war on DEI affected my business?" That's a legit question right there. Super legit. It has affected my business. Like it's 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 things have gotten quiet with my primary business. So for those of you guys that don't know what my primary business is, it's a software company that turned into a recruitment company by virtue of the fact that I had a lot of people that went to certain colleges that are historically black colleges and universities, like I did, and they happen to be on my in my network, right, and in my database. So I have companies that are like savvy looking for talent. They found me in my database, and that's my primary business. They pay to advertise and access the talent in my database. Now, along comes this term called DEI, and a lot of the work that these companies are doing can be categorized as DEI. But I was working with these companies in recruitment and HR long before the word DEI or the acronym DEI showed up. They were just trying to be smart about getting talent. But the word DEI came up, and a lot of companies got behind it. And then Obama got into office. Obama made some executive orders saying that like companies should be diverse or try to be diverse. They should try to be equitable and fair, and they should try to be inclusive. And it was a good thing. And I had like more companies trying to do that, and I had more business. But then somehow the acronym diversity, equity, and inclusion got hijacked and turned into some other stuff around unqualified. Like anybody that could be categorized under DEI was unqualified. And it was like certain media outlets started trying to make that association. And now that Trump got into office, he went on attack against DEI, which people think means unqualified gay people, unqualified black people, unqualified women, unqualified disabled military vets or military vets in general. And anyway, they try to make DEI mean unqualified, and you're just getting a job because you're diverse, which is not what it really is. But anyway, long story short, it has affected my business to the extent that a lot of the activity we get from new clients, like people coming and see what we do and how they can work with us, has gotten quieter. But like if I look at my last month's revenue compared to the previous year, it was about the same. So financially, I don't think we've taken a hit yet, but I think we will. I mean, we definitely have some companies that are hitting the pause button and stuff like that for sure. Like a lot of our government contracts, a lot of them hit the pause button, like scared of Trump, and which is sad. But like, I mean, he fired a lot of people that like one of my clients. He fired their agency, like jacked them all up. So it was kind of sad. It was like, damn, this lady been working like trying to help people get jobs and scholarships, and she just got fired. But we'll see what happens. You know what I'm saying? I'm optimistic that at the end of the day, this country and the businesses in this country need talent, and I can help them, and I've demonstrated the ability to do that. So you roll with the punches. But like this is one of those reasons why when you're independent and you have a business, you got to be diverse and have multiple streams of revenue, so that if one revenue stream goes down, you have another revenue stream that you can have going up. So like with everything that's going on with the current administration, some stuff's going to go down, but some stuff's going to go up. So you want to have some business going on so you can go up. So like for example, Trump is big in real estate. So right now, I'm investing in real estate because I know. Here's another thing. I'm gonna make this real brief before I go. Remember back in 2010 when the economy kind of crashed and the real estate market crashed, right? Then what happened once the market like finished crash for like from 2007 to like 2012 or 2013 or something like that? It bottomed out and then it started going back up. But if you watch what rich people were doing when that stuff was bottoming out, rich people were holding money from poor people, and then they were acquiring the assets that the poor people couldn't get because poor people needed loans. And then they acquired the assets, and then this let stuff go all the way back up to the real estate market started going crazy. I noticed that, and I started buying real estate. And I tried to get loans because I'm probably a poor person to a somebody who's really rich. Uh, I tried to get loans to buy more real estate, and some of the banks that I went to, the big banks, all of the big banks that I went to said, no, we are not lending money for real estate investments. So basically, they shut down anybody investing except for rich people who had the money or people who had knowledge and access to get capital another way. They shut it down. So the value of the real estate, they forced the real estate values to go down. Then they acquired the real estate and let it go back up. Then they start lending money again to poor people or people. When I say poor, I'm not like insulting anybody because I'm a poor person compared to a rich person. You know what I'm saying? So, but I'm like, I don't have like, tens of millions of dollars sitting around to be able to go out and buy all the real estate that rich people can do. I have to go to a bank and grow my real estate portfolio, which is what I did. So anyway, I saw that happen before. Right now, our economy is on a decline right now because of decisions that the administration is making, right? So who's in administration? Who did I notice was behind Trump when Trump was at the inauguration? It was a bunch of rich people, a bunch of really rich people, right? So if they push the economy to go down, guess what the rich people are going to do? They're going to buy stuff when it hits the bottom and then let it go back up, and then they're going to get even richer. So my point is, you got to watch that stuff and figure out how you can take advantage of that same thing, even if you don't like it. Like, I don't like that people are losing their jobs and stuff like that. I don't like that the economy's bad and people start losing their houses. But you got to protect yourself and your family, right? So you need to do what the rich people do, even if it's at a small scale, so you can ride the wave up. So, like what I did back in 2010, 11, 2012, is I bought as much real estate as I could. I found the people who were lending the money. It wasn't the big banks. I bought as much as I could and let it ride up. You know what I'm saying? So, just some food for thought for anybody out there that's trying to get some nuggets of knowledge. There you go. So I'll leave on that positive note. And thank you guys for watching. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys. And hopefully this video was insightful on how much money I make on YouTube. And yeah, there you go. Love y'all. See y'all in the next video. Somebody said, ask Anton Daniels. He claims to be rich. What up, Anton? Anton, one thing about Anton, he seems to like Trump. He seems to like Trump. He be defending Trump. Like I thought Trump was gonna be all right, you know what I'm saying? But he started doing some stuff that actually negatively affected me and everybody, a whole lot of other people. So I don't know what's going on with all that. But I'm not real political, so I don't lean right or left. I'm in the middle. I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat, and never will be. I'm somebody that's if it's good and it's righteous, I'm with it. If it's negative and it's greedy and all that, I'm not with it. But anyway, hopefully this video sheds a little bit of light on the money you can make on YouTube. And if you're watching this and you missed a live, drop me a comment and I'll try to answer in the comment section. But I appreciate you guys for taking the time out. Peace.